there could be some issues. So sorry about the delay once again. And thank you very much for joining me today. I understand, it's like you're taking a valuable time of your day, so to come and listen to me. Today we will be talking about the University of Law itself, like who we are, what programs we offer, and what would be your career opportunities by studying law and business programs at the University of Law. So we'll touch about that. We'll talk about that. We can also talk about more generic UK. If you have any questions about UK education, I'll be happy to answer those as well. And towards the end, I'll touch a little bit on the current COVID situation and our response to COVID and what's happening in the university itself. So so with that, let's start the session. As you might have heard of the University of Law before, we are one of the largest and the longest established specialist providers of legal education. We've trained more lawyers in the UK than anyone else. The institution was started back in 1800s, so it's got a long history and heritage. And because of that long history, we also have the UK's largest legal alumni network with over 64,000 members. And one of them being one of them is Sadiq Khan, who is the current mayor of London. And I'm not sure if you've heard of Sherry Blair, wife of ex-Prime Minister of England or the UK. Tony Blair's wife, Sherry Blair, she's also one of our alumni. So we got some really prominent people as part of our alumni network. For the matter, 50% of the UK Parliament, they have, they are alumni of University of Law. And we work very closely with the industry in the UK. So we work with 90 of the top 100 law firms. From the beginning, University of Law, it used to be a College of Law earlier. We're not unlike other universities in the UK, we're not a research-focused institution. We've always been employment-focused or industry-focused institution. So that we kept that ethos from the beginning, and till date we work very closely with the industry. Because the nature of the programs that we offer, the careers that our students get into law and business, they are all about skill set, and it's more about employability rather than theory, and rather than doing research in these subjects. So it's very important for us to keep that industry interface. And we have an award-winning pro bono team. So those of you who are from legal background or law background, you will understand this term. Pro bono cases are those cases. These are the real cases. So people who cannot afford legal services in the UK by paying, by going to a solicitor or a barrister here, they come to our institutions for legal advice. So at any given time, we have over 3,000 cases in our database, and we strongly encourage our students to volunteer and undertake some of these cases. As part of the courses, some of these students will be working on these cases anyways and visiting the courts as well. But this is something which is very important for any law student. And we also have expert legal careers and employability service, and it's also extended to business students as well. And it is one of the largest in the UK as well. So it's very important wherever you go. It's very important that you look for this support from the university. You take the advantage of the employment office, and because our our colleagues from employment office, they only counsel students for law and business careers. They are more equipped to guide our students from the day one. So they will conduct some workshops with you, which we will touch base in the later slides. So there are two ways we are different from other universities. We are not a very research-focused institution. We are employment-focused or industry-focused institution. And the other difference between us and other universities is we are the only institution with multiple campuses. In fact, like we have 9 campuses in the UK, our own full-fledged campuses. We have 2 campuses in central London, London Bloomsbury and London Moorgate. These are very central locations, but apart from these central London campuses, we have campuses in Birmingham, Bristol, Chester, Guildford, Leeds, Manchester, and Nottingham. Apart from these 9 campuses, we also have partnerships with 3 Russell Group universities, University of Exeter, University of Liverpool, and University of Reading. So they offer some of our law programs on their campuses. And we also have an international campus in Hong Kong. So all the programs are offered in central London, but most of the you'll have to. The best way to check which course will be offered in other campuses will be going through the website. But we do offer a vast range of programs in the other campuses as well. So that gives you a choice to, you're not only confined to come to central London, but also choose a choice of your location. Just to give you an idea about, because we spoke about the routes to practice law in the UK. So I just wanted to touch base on, there are 2 ways to practice law in the UK. So there are two types of lawyers, solicitors and barristers. There is a clear differentiation between what a solicitor does and what barristers do in the UK. So our students usually, when they do an undergrad LLB, they are preparing. That's a common program, and after their undergrad program, they will pick a route, and they pursue that route. So, for example, like a lot of students from India, especially, they want to follow the solicitor route, for example, because a lot of Indian students, they want to work in corporate law, or they want to specialize in corporate law. So that suits this route suits to students who are looking to practice corporate law and things like that. And barristers, or some students, just that is their aim from the beginning, that they want to become a barrister, and they follow that route. So solicitors are those people who actually perform legal work outside of the court, whereas barristers, they work inside the court. So that's a very crude differentiation between solicitors and barristers in general. But if you look at if you closely look at what solicitors do, these are the people who actually these are the first point of contact. So if someone in the UK says that I'm going to see a lawyer, they are usually referring to a solicitor. So they are the first point of contact with a client, whether that is an individual or a corporate. So solicitors can work in a big range of organizations. They work in commercial law firms. That's a huge area. Non-commercial law firms, governments, private businesses, banks, and financial services. That's again a huge sector that recruits solicitors, and also they can also work with corporations. And a lot of solicitors in the UK, they have their own practices in the UK, or they have their own firms. I can see that someone has raised a hand, so I'm just going to go through the chat room just to see if there is any immediate question. So what I'll do is, obviously we're going to have a question and answer session towards the end, but if there is anything that is relevant to this particular slide or what we have covered, I'll definitely try and answer that as we go along. But please feel free to type a message. I would like this to be as interactive as possible. Given the technology, what we are, the tool that we are using. So that's fine. So I'll be touching on these questions towards the end. Okay. So And most of the time, solicitors advise clients. So their role is to advise clients and undertake negotiations. So it can be perceived as a desk job, but it is not. It goes beyond that. It does involve a lot of analysis. It's a lot of studying. You know, they study the case, they analyze the case, they also prepare the documents, prepare the case, and it does involve a lot of travel, especially people who are working with an international law firm or with a corporate. They need to travel to see clients because they are the face of the company, or they are the point of contact with the clients, and they can also represent them in the courts. So it's not that they cannot go to the court at all, but they are confined to lower courts. So in a nutshell, that's what solicitors do. As I mentioned, in the UK, a lot of solicitors, they have their own practices, which means they have their own firms. So on the other hand, barristers, you can clearly distinguish a barrister from a solicitor. Those barristers are those people who wear that wig and gown in the court. They work at the higher levels of court than solicitors. So their main role is to advocate in legal hearings. So they defend clients, or they argue the cases. So these are the advocates and judges. So usually what happens is the solicitors prepare the case, and if they get in touch with the client, they analyze the case. If that cannot be resolved, and if that needs to be taken to a higher level of court, then they will pass on the case to a barrister, and then the barrister would plead the case, would argue the case inside the court. And they can also, like solicitors, they can also have specialist knowledge. So as I mentioned, if I mentioned, sorry about that, the solicitors can specialize in different areas as well. So they can specialize in company law to family, property laws. In the same way, barristers also can have specialist knowledge. Barristers, they do not come in contact with the public as much as solicitors, but sometimes they do speak to the clients, obviously, at the in order to represent the case inside the court, and they are often given details of a case by the solicitor, and so it's a combination of them. They are most often they work with the solicitors closely, and most barristers in the UK are self-employed, and they work in chambers. So chambers are like sort of group of barristers who are who work under one sort of a chamber, and so that they can share cost of having an office and things like that. But they can also be employed in-house as advisors by banks and corporations, and also solicitor firms. So it's a huge. They both are quite different in the outlook, like what they stand for, what they do, as well as there is a difference in how they are perceived as a profession. Some countries, or in some countries, barristership has a very sort of a good perception, perception of being a very good qualification or a profession. So, but some in the end, in some countries, both one can do both barristership as well as solicitorship. So it just depends on which country you're looking at. But as I mentioned, a lot of students from India, they come to us to pursue the solicitor route, because that's what is aligned with that gives the opportunity for the students to work in that corporate sector, and also practice corporate law. So this is how one can become a barrister or a solicitor. So the prerequisite to become a barrister and solicitor is you cannot practice law in the UK with just an LLB degree. LLB degree is a fantastic undergrad program, and after that, one has to do a mandatory professional qualification to become a barrister and solicitor. So to become a barrister, the professional qualification is called Bar Practice Course, that's BPC, and to become a solicitor, one has to do a course called LPC, Legal Practice Course. So these are the two mandatory courses that
sorry to interrupt.
must
Can you
do
hear me?
to practice law. So we do have a lot of students coming for LPC and BPC. In fact, University of Law, we designed these BPC and LPC courses long time back. And for a long time, we were the only institution that can offer BPC and LPC courses. So we have a huge advantage and also expertise in offering BPC and LPC programs. Here, the prerequisite to come to BPC and LPC is one should have a UK qualifying law degree. So when I say UK qualifying law degree, it's a law degree which is granted by, most often it is granted by UK institution, or one should have the all the core 7 modules that are basis of UK qualifying law degree. So if, for those of you who do not have a UK qualifying law degree, we have a bridging program or a conversion program called Graduate Diploma in Law or MA Law, Masters in Law. A lot of Indian students, international students for that matter, they do not have a UK qualified law degree, obviously, because you've done your LLBs from your home countries. So they come to us to do for graduate diploma in law as the entry point. So graduate diploma in law is about 9 to 10 months course, and after that, the students will choose between bar practice course and legal practice course. So bar practice course and legal practice course is about 1 year program. So in a nutshell, it's your study after your LLB would be 2 years here in the UK. So 1 year or 10 months of graduate diploma in law, and after that 1 year of legal practice course. That would that's the prerequisite to enter the solicitor qualification route. And after LPC, you'll have to do a training contract with a law firm, international law firm, to become a solicitor. And most often that is a paid training contract. And our alumni, our employment team can help you to prepare for that training, to gain a training contract, or they can assist you in that process. So our success rate we will talk about a little bit about the training contract as well later on, but our success rate in providing that training contracts or after LPC is 97%. So that's a huge advantage for our students. So in a nutshell, if you're looking to, you've done your LLB in India, and if you're looking to come to the UK to become a solicitor, it involves the first course that one must do is graduate diploma in law, and after that LPC, legal practice course, which is a professional master's, and after that 2 years of training contract with a law firm. That is a paid training contract, so you'll get paid as a trainee solicitor, and then after that you can register with the SRA, who is the regulatory authority who regulates the solicitor profession, and then you can become a solicitor in the UK. So that's the way to become a solicitor here. So we were talking about LPC. So graduate diploma in law is a conversion program or a bridging program, but a lot of our students come to do for them LPC is the end goal. Like LPC is a fantastic course. It's not an academic master's, so it's not like a theoretical. It's very practice based. So as you can see, the modules that our students cover in the as part of the program, it's all about practice. So there is a core practice area module, so where these are the compulsory modules, and then after that you can select some professional modules. So those are electives, and it's all about practice. So commercial dispute resolution law and practice, commercial law and practice, competition law and practice. So these are very, like, you'll be working it's very skill set based, and you'll be working on the real-time cases. As part of our LPC, you'll also get a master's degree. So you can choose to get an MSc or an LLM without paying anything extra. So as I said in the last slide, our LPC is very we've been offering LPC for a long time, and we have the highest success rate in placing students for the training contracts after LPC. Bar practice course, students who are looking to become a barrister so they have to, again, the first entry point remains the same, that is graduate diploma in law, and after that students will come to do bar practice course, and it is structured to follow the stages of litigation, so from the start of the case to how it goes into an appeal. So it follows that same path, so that the students will gain a real sense of a real case. So you'll be working on all the knowledge areas, core skills, and then you can also pick specialist options. So as part of this, you will participate in mock trials in real courtrooms with real judges and barristers. There is a lot of emphasis on advocacy skills. So it's all about advocacy skills and communication skills. And you'll also be visiting various courts as part of the course. So after BPC, one must do 1 year training under a barrister, what we call as a pupillage, to become a barrister. So for solicitors, it is 2 years of training contract. For barristers, it is 1 year of training under a barrister called pupillage. So our success rate in gaining a pupillage, or in helping students to get a pupillage, is 58%, which is way higher than in the industry average. It's very competitive to get a pupillage here in the UK. So just talking about the LPC training contracts earlier. So so this is the final stage on the path to qualifying as a solicitor. So it usually involves two-year period as working at a law firm or other organization that employs solicitors. And Law Society recommends a minimum salary of between £19,000 to £22,000 per year. That's the recommended salary by Law Society. Some firms, most of the firms, do adhere to the recommendations. And this year we have a new partnerships with Deloitte, where Deloitte is developing specific training contracts for University of Law students. And these are the sample, examples of the sort of law firms who offer training contracts for our students. I just want to mention that the solicitor route is changing. The qualification route is changing from 2021. So this will not affect anyone who is looking to join our LLB degree or GDL or LPC this year. This will only be applicable for students who are joining GDL or LPC next year. So as of now, if you remember the route map that I showed you, there is no examination to become a solicitor. There is no examination as part of the prerequisite to register with to become a solicitor. But from 2021, they are introducing, or this SRA is introducing qualifying examinations. So what we call as SQE, so solicitors qualifying examinations, will be introduced in 2021. All solicitors will have to pass the SQE in order to qualify. But this is not, this won't be applicable for anyone who's joining GDL or LLB or LPC this year. Yeah, so we will restructure the LPC a little bit from 2021 onwards. So 2021 LPC might look little, the structure wise, it could be a little different from this year LPC, just because the LPC will be prepared, will be designed to prepare students for the examinations. And there are 2 stages of SQE examinations. That is, so the stage 1 is functioning legal knowledge, what they call as, and this stage 2 is a core legal skills. So this is like practical skills, and it involves role play and simulations. So the first stage will be examination, and second stage will be more about your skill assessment, role play and simulations. So just to give you some idea in terms of, if you're looking, depending on which year you're looking to come to the UK, the changes might apply for some of you who, if you're looking to join in September 2021. So LPC, BPC are the professional masters, as I mentioned earlier. Apart from that, apart from those, we also offer academic masters. Obviously, a lot of our students still, the LLMs are a good choice. A lot of students do prefer to come for LLM rather than LPC or BPC because they have a different. They may not want to practice or become solicitor in the UK. They just want to have an academic masters. So after LLBs, LLMs are the natural choice, in terms of the master's level. So we do offer these are the different specializations that we offer in LLMs. And apart from LLMs, I mean, obviously you can see we offer a lot of specializations from mediation to mediation ADR to business law to corporate governance. But our LLMs are very flexible in terms of you can design the LLM. You can design, so there is one or two core modules or subjects that you'll have to undertake, and then you will have a choice to pick electives. So if you're doing international law, human rights, there'll be one or two core modules. And then you can choose actually a module from ADR, you can choose a module from corporate governance, so you can mix and match. So it's a very flexible curriculum in that way. So you can tailor your LLM as per your choice. And apart from LLM, we also have a master's law degree. It's called MSc Legal Technology. It's gaining a lot of popularity, especially with the rise of technology and how technology is reshaping different sectors today. So it is very suitable for students who would like to get more specialized into cyber security, sort of technology side of things, or also CIOs and CTOs who have technology background, but who would like to have the understanding of the regulatory side of things, so that this course will be suitable for students with that technology background as well. So LLB is not a prerequisite for a MSc Legal Technology. Apart from obviously, these are the undergrad courses that we offer. So the LLB is the undergrad law degree, and we offer a lot of specializations in that. So LLB with law with business, LLB with criminology, international business, government and politics, all are very popular choices for our students. And apart from the LLBs, we also offer other undergrad degrees, such as BSc Professional Policing. Again, there are not many universities which that offer these professional policing program. It's quite, this program is designed for students who would like to join the police force or intelligence bureaus such as MI5, MI6. We also offer BA Criminology in Sociology, Politics and International Relations. So these are all 3-year programs, whereas all our LLMs and MSc Legal Technology is 1-year program. We also offer something called LLB Senior Status for students who do not have a law degree, who have a non-law degree. So if you've done a BA or BCom and who would like to do a LLB after that, it's similar to India system in that way. So I understand Indian LLBs are 5-year programs. So the first 3 years are equivalent to an undergrad non-law BSc BA, and then after that you do the last 2 years it will be LLB. In the same way, the non-law graduates can come to us to do a LLB degree in 2 years. So we call this as LLB Senior Status. So that's a fantastic option for students who do not have an LLB degree, but who would like to gain an LLB degree without spending 3 years. So it's a very intense course. It covers the complete curriculum of 3-year LLB into 2 years. So this is the entry criteria for our law undergrad programs. So for LLB 3-year program, we need 3 Bs, which is equivalent to, I would say, 70% from India 10+2. So that's what we need for a LLB degree. And we require 6.5 from IELTS. not less than 6 in individual component. For masters, for say for example, for graduate diploma in law, we need 2.2 minimum from a UK degree, which is equivalent to 50% from Indian undergrad degree. So that's what we need for GDL or LLM. So these are the two entry points for masters students. So for both LLM and GDL, we need 50% in your undergrad degree. So apart from the law programs, we also offer, we also have a full-fledged business school, because as I mentioned at the beginning of the session, we work with the industry very closely. So we are, we've been working with the businesses quite, we've been training a lot of executives or business. They send their employees to gain professional qualifications, as well as we've been offering executive programs for a long time. So it made sense for the university to start a full-fledged business school. So these are the undergrad business programs that we offer. A typical business undergrad in the UK is called BBM, like BA Business Management. So we offer BA Business Management with various specializations. BA International Business, that's a top-up. That's for students who have a higher national diploma from your home countries. They can come and do the final year here in the UK and gain an undergrad degree. So one of the programs that we offer, BSc International Business, is quite very innovative and very unique. It's a 3-year program, but as part of the program, the whole of the second year is a work placement. So that's a very, again, so if you're looking to come to the UK for an undergrad degree, that's a fantastic age to come. Fantastic, there are lots of choices in terms of the specializations as well. And these are the master's programs that we offer under the business school. So looking at, we've covered most of the specializations in a business in a business setting. So MSc Strategic Business Management, what I call as a freshers MBA, because our MBA, we have an MBA, we do offer an MBA, that's MBA leadership. It's mainly for students with minimum of 5 years of managerial experience. So it's focused at, it's targeted at people with a lot of experience. But students who do not have experience, you could come for an MSc, one of these MSc programs. So again, as I said, lots of choices, a lot of specializations, from leadership to international marketing to project management, digital sales and management. So if you look at there's a lot of emphasis about digital side of it, because that's the future of work, and especially with the COVID-19 has shown us that how technology is the future of work is not 5 or 10 years down the line, but it is right now. It's happening right now. So sales and management, what used to be a historically or traditionally a face-to-face sort of a thing, it needs offline. It was offline sort of a function. Now it's all about digital sales. So how do how do businesses take that sales and management, onto digital space? So in a similar way, digital marketing, as we know, it's gained a lot of traction and importance in the last 5 years. Business intelligence and analytics. So these are all very, very relevant courses for these times, and all these programs are designed keeping the employer's needs in mind. So you will pass out with that skill set or and knowledge that the employers are looking for. One thing I would like to mention is under our business school, our undergrad students, business undergrad students, will get to do a master's without paying anything extra. So students who finishes an undergrad program with University of Law will, under our University of Law Business School, they will get 100% scholarship to do a master's program. Any of these masters, they can choose any of these masters. So that's a fantastic opportunity for our undergrad students. So again, this entry criteria would be quite similar. We need BBC for our undergrad business program, which is about 65% in 10+2 in India. And we need 6 of IELTS, not less than 5.5. And for postgrad, we need 2.2, which is quite similar to LLMs. That is, we need 50% from your undergrad degree, with IELTS of 6.5, not less than 5.5 in each band. So this is a quick snapshot of the tuition fee on the, we offer, on the right-hand side, we have some scholarships for these specific programs. So for example, for LLM, the fees is about £12,000, and we offer £2,500 scholarship. So your LLM would be £9,500 in central London. So that's a fantastic value for money. Our LLB degrees are about £13,750, and you will get £2,500 scholarship every year. So GDL and MLO, which are the entry points for a lot of students who are coming to do LPC for us, or who are aiming to do LPC, GDL would be about £9,700 outside London, and you'll get £1,000 scholarship. And inside London, GDL would be £12,000, and you will get £1,000 scholarship for that. And these are the tuition fee. This is the tuition fee for business programs. So as you can see, business undergrad, the fees is similar to LLB degree, 13,750, but you will get £3,000 scholarship every year. And all our MSCs are between 10,000, 11,000 to 12,000 pounds after scholarship. So just want to highlight this point, like, as I mentioned, I can't emphasize the importance of chances of getting employed in the UK is #1 priority for a lot of you, for any international student. That is the #1 priority. And we have an award-winning career services team who will help you, who will work with you. They offer a lot of workshops on a regular basis during your program. So, but at the same time, we always encourage students to be proactive, to go and seek help from the employment office as well. So at any given time, we have access to over 3,000 opportunities of work experience and internships as part of our database. And obviously, our law students can take the advantage of pro bono opportunities as well. So it's a fantastic, all of our programs are geared towards giving that sort of chances and skills for you to get into employment. And just a quick update on the COVID-19 situation. As we all know, we are going through a very, it's unprecedented, could be the right word, but we are going through those times that we have never witnessed before. So it has changed a lot about how we do things. So a lot of universities, obviously, we had to quickly change how we deliver the program. So all our current students, their classes and the assessments have been shifted online. We were very well positioned because most of our programs were offered online anyways in the past. So we have a very big online cohort joining from different countries. So we already had the content in place. So it was easier for us for our students to transition from offline to online. So the current students, their studies are not disrupted, and they are finishing the assessments as we speak online, and it's not going to impact their the timeline of their graduation. But for the students who are coming in the future, that is September intake, a lot of you might be worried about the situation, which I completely understand. And from a university point of view, we are 95% certain that the face-to-face teaching will go ahead. However, in the event that you're not able to come to the campus because of the virus, we have a number of plans, contingency plans in place. So it could be a combination of, you could join a complete full-fledged online program. It suits a lot of people, but it may not suit every student. If you're looking to, the other option would be you can start online streaming for the first 1 month or 2 months until you're able to come to the campus, and you could come and transfer to the UK whenever you are able to do so. And even if when you're in the UK, when the face-to-face, when the face-to-face teaching will go ahead, there could be a combination of certain classes might run online and some classes might be running offline as well. So that also could be one possibility. Or you could also you could go ahead with the application process coming end of June, July. You can make a decision, and if you have to defer your admission to January, we are looking at offering additional programs in January intake. So it's going to be a full-fledged January intake, and there will be a flexible deferral or refund policy in place. So this is it's what we call as a September guarantee. So if you're looking to start your course in September, you can start the course. Either online is always available, but otherwise also you can start online for the first 1 month or 2 months, and then transfer to the UK or transfer to the campus whenever you are able to do so, or you can defer the program to January as well. So these are the number of options that you have. So I understand that in a lot of countries, the IELTS test centers were closed, and a lot of students could not take the IELTS. So for those applicants who could not take the test because the test centers were closed, or who there are still restrictions to go and take the test, we started accepting these tests. IELTS Indicator, which is online version of IELTS. So you can do this test at home. Similarly, we also accept TOEFL IBT Home Edition. That is also an online test, and then Language Cert. So these are the 3 online tests that we accept. So all these 3 tests, you can do it from your home. So that is about the COVID update, and in a nutshell, that's about that's what I wanted to cover. But these are my contact details. If you have any specific questions about that particular program, or if you need to get more information, or get some of your queries addressed, I'll be very happy to speak with you individually as well. But this is my email ID. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. But in the meanwhile, I'll see if there are any questions, and we can go from there. So I'm just looking at some questions. After studying in the UK, I want to practice as a solicitor in India. So after LLB Senior Status, would you suggest LLPs, LLM, or LPC? Saida, hi. It depends. If you want to practice a solicitor in India, you have to follow the solicitor route there in India. So you'll have to follow the Bar Council of India regulations. So you'll be under Bar Council of India regulation, their remit per se. So after LLB, you can obviously, LLM will be either LLM or LPC is a fantastic choice. LLM is an academic master's, whereas LPC is a very practice-based course. So I would suggest, while you're doing your LLB Senior Status, you will have the chance to evaluate both the options, and you'll get more clarity. So you don't have to worry about LLM and LPC at this stage. So you could just focus on your LLBs, get your LLB, get that foundation right, and then you can choose LLM or LPC in the last year of the Senior Status. I'm just scrolling up. You can get IELTS waivers for 2021 intake. Unfortunately, we do not do IELTS waivers right now. We still need IELTS. If you're not able to go to the, not able to do the IELTS test, those are the tests that I mentioned that you can do online, or we also accept Pearson test. So unfortunately, we do not do IELTS waivers at the moment. Faizan, it's a question from you. Yeah, I mean, it's a first year LLB student, Faizan, so it's fantastic. You're in the right path. When you are towards your, it depends on, you still have 4 more years of to complete your LLB. Things might change by the time, so it's better that you contact the university just in your 4th year, so that you could evaluate some options. But after your LLB, both LPC as well as GDL or LLM would be an option for you. We do not offer, Ania, we do not offer a placement year for as part of our LLB, if that was your question. Is it difficult to study LLPC? And there's a question from Anushka. Is it difficult to study LLM and BPC together? It is not that. I mean, obviously it is demanding, but we do offer our BPC comes with a LLM, and it's a blended program. So a lot of our students do it. And what is the process of availing the scholarship? You'll have to get a as I mentioned, as I showed you, we do offer international bursaries for every international student. But if you're looking for any extra scholarship, first of all, you need to have an offer letter, and there are different range of scholarships that we offer for. Those are all merit-based scholarships that you can apply for. But the starting step is to apply and get an offer letter. Is QLTS important after LPC? No, it is not important after LPC, Anushka. It's instead of QLTS, you're doing LPC. LPC is a that should suffice. You do not need QLTS. I'm just going to scroll up a little bit more and see if there is any other question, so I can see. There's a question from Praful Rathod, commerce graduate from Mumbai. I have work experience in accounts and taxation. I will be specialized in taxation. I hope I know that this question might be before you saw the specializations for the business masters, Praful. So I hope you got some of the programs that could be of your interest. Anushka, again, you sent me a message privately. You would like a detailed application of BPC, a process of BPC and LLM. If you could send me an email, I'll send you the link where you can start your application. Otherwise, SIUK, one of the colleagues from SIUK would be able to help you with that particular link. Okay, so with that, I think I hope I answered. I've covered. It's very difficult to cover in detail about every course in one presentation, so on. But I hope you got a gist of the university and the various courses that we offer, and most importantly, the routes to practice law in the UK or to become a solicitor and barrister in the UK. So if you have any questions, again, as I said, please feel free to send me an email on raj.alam@law.ac.uk, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you. Right. Thank you very much for your time once again, and I hope you have a very good afternoon, and I look forward to seeing your applications. Thank you. Bye-bye.